Greetings, fellow Saiyans, Digidestined, Tamers, and other life forms. Welcome back to Saiyan TCG. In today's video, I just got back from going to my pre-release for Set 7, Next Adventure. And so, yeah, in this video, I'm going to do a recap of the deck I played. I would say I got pretty lucky getting Tamers. I ended up going 3-2. I was undefeated for the first 3 rounds, but then, yeah, I was undefeated for the first 3 rounds, and then, yeah, I ended up losing, which sucks, but, I mean, I can't complain. I had fun. And I did pull some good stuff, which I'm going to show. So, yeah. Now, let's get into it. Actually, hold on one second. I'm going to organize, so I'll be back in a flash. Alright, and we're back. So, I just organized it a little bit. So, since this is a pre-release, normal rules don't apply, or at least for the most part, except for the hybrids, which were the main focus of the set, basically. So for those, you actually have to have the color hybrid of the Digimon that you're trying to, or the spear that you're trying to go into. But, like, for everything other Digimon, like, if you're going to just evolve it over another Digimon, then you don't have to have the same color. So, I just used as many eggs as I had. Our locals let us use the pre-release cards and the promos that we got. The Ult Force and the Ult Force Zero and the Air Vigramon Zero. So I just played Pussurimon because it gave me 1,000 if I had a Tamer. Which I had a lot of Tamers, so that did come in handy. Plus, it was a red card in case I needed to use some option cards that I had. We had Gomon. His effect, I never really used it because I never could time it up to have because I did play some cards that would have activated this effect, but I never had them out together, so it didn't work out. Then we have Dorymon. Again, I never used his effect, mainly just for hatching. And then we got Pussurimon. It's the he was from Digimon Prerelease, I think. So yeah, I got a pre-release one and I got a normal one. So yeah, I had 5 eggs. Just because drawing's pretty good, so then you could move a Digimon out and try to draw some more cards. I ran some effects, or option cards. So I had the flame memory boost because I had red Digimon and some red Tamers. So giving one of your Digimon security attack +1, I thought that was a pretty good thing. And then, of course, you get the 2 memory. So, yeah, I used that. I played Gigastorm, which I pulled one just because, again, I had red Digimon and red Tamers. So I could use his effect, plus if it came out in security, then it would activate it anyways. And deleting 2 Digimon from your opponent's field I thought was pretty good to have some deletion. Fire Drake did come in handy in one of my games. So basically, like, if you have a red card in play, and then you have a hybrid card in play, so, like, I think I had the egg in my my raising area, and I had the Sphinxmon, I think, the level 6 purple hybrid one, and my opponent had an Orphanimon, the promo card that comes out in the box. That's like a Digimon 2020 reboot celebration thing. And he had his effect where if I swung at it, he could restand it, and so I wouldn't be able to attack him. And then he also had a blocker, so he was like trying to protect it, so I couldn't kill it. And I played Fire Drake from my hand because I had a I believe it was either an egg or I had the Tuskmon out or something like that. And so I was able to play this for 4. After I swung with my Digimon at their stack. And then I was able to use for 4 energy play Fire Drake in order to kill the Orphanimon that he was trying to protect, because the hybrid was like 13,000 and Orphanimon was 11. So you choose one of your hybrids and then you could delete anything with that Digimon's DP. So yeah, it was pretty good removal, especially if your opponent was able to get another big person and then you didn't want to like swing into it, you wanted to swing into something else. The next one I had Ultra Turbulence. This never really came up. I just thought that maybe, in case if I did have to swing into something, the effect for 2, it would reduce one of your opponent's Digimon and then all their security by 3,000 DP. So I just thought that maybe it would come in handy to to get rid of, like, if they were playing Rookie Rush or something, be able to kill a rookie and then swing into their security for less security. But yeah, it never came up. So yeah, there was that one. And then I had Starlight Velocity. It came in play 1 time that I used it. So basically for 3 energy, as long as you have a blue Digimon or Tamer or Egg, you may play 1 Tamer card or 1 Digimon with hybrid in its traits from one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards as a Tamer, or another Digimon without paying its memory cost. So I believe I had like one of my level 4, I forgot what his name is. I think it's Korikakumon. He's like the level 5 for Tommy's Beast. His is Beast Spirit. And then I Digivolved into Alderman for 3, and then so I swung with the Alderman, he survived, and then to end my turn I ended up playing this, so then I could play the Korikakumon from my sources as another Digimon. So that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, it was in one of the games that it was in the first game that I ended up losing, but I was so close. I was like 1 turn away. I thought that maybe I could survive, and I had a Tamer in play, and after I had Digivolved Alderman, I drew a I think it was a Beowulfmon or no, it was like the level 5 Lobomon, the like Beast Spirit one. I had just drawn that, and I had a Tamer, and the next turn I could have swung for game, but then my opponent was able to delete. I think he played Gigastorm or something, and he ended up deleting both of my Digimon on the field, which really sucked. So that was my options for Tamers. Again, I got lucky, so I ended up pulling Koda Domodo, which is the only memory Tamer in this set. So He's 4 cost memory tamer. If you have 2 or less memory, set your memory to 3. And then his on play, if you're playing X antibody, you could reveal the top 4 cards, add 1 card with X antibody and its traits among them, and then place the remaining at the bottom of your deck. I didn't have any X antibody cards that I played, so it never really came up. I mostly used it for the memory taming, the memory tamer aspect, since, I mean, not everybody had memory tamers, so then you could use it so that you wouldn't get choked on memory and you could choke your opponent. Then I was lucky to pull a Koji, my bad. I pulled a pre-release Koji and then a normal Koji, so that was pretty cool. Koji's definitely like top 2 tamers from this season. And then I got a Takuya. Mainly, I was going to use him for either having a Digimon that was either to use it for red options, or I had pulled the Aldemon, so Aldemon could evolve over him for like 3 costs or something like that. So, yeah, it was just so that if I needed to, I could also swing with him if I got lucky. And then I had 1 Tommy Hime. So his on-play effect is trash the bottom 3 of your opponent's Digimon. So it just helps delete stuff. And then his inheritable, until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack. Which, since a lot of people were like hard playing some cards, this came in handy sometimes, where my opponent was swinging, or he was playing something, he hard played something, and I was able to swing with something evolved over Tommy, and I was able to get that effect so that they couldn't attack with their Digimon with no Digivolution sources, because I think they like hard played at level 6, so then I made it so that they couldn't attack with their level 6 for the turn. And his effect is when attacking every turn, so that was pretty nice. Next, we have the level 3s. So basically, I just played every level 3 I got, even if it didn't kind of make any sense. I just wanted to have level 3s. Sometimes I was terribly unlucky and I never saw a level 3. Sometimes I did see level 3s. It was all over the place. Mostly because I had more level 4s than level 3s. But, yeah. So I had Lopmon. His inheritable effect is when you play a tamer, gain a memory. It never came up, but it would have been nice since I had a bunch of tamers. We had Toyagumon. Just, again, a red Digimon for option cards or whatever. Plus, he was 0 cost to evolve. We had Ghostmon. He does have a 1 cost to evolve, which kind of sucks, but most of the times I was just playing him for 3. We have Huckmon. Just mainly used him for cheap evolution. We had Gomon. Again, cheap evolution. He has an effect where if you play him from your Digivolution cards using a skill, like there's a Waymon, or there's a the like King Waymon, where they have skills to be able to play a level 3. So it was possible, I just never got to do it. I got real close in one game where I was gonna do it, but yeah, I didn't do it. It didn't come up, but yeah, it would have been nice to draw 2 cards. Then we had Sinistermon Blanc Awakened. Honestly, probably the worst level 3. I don't think I ever played her. Especially since she can't Digivolve over level 2. It has to be over level 3 for 2. And yeah, nothing else. I didn't have anything else. I mean, the Huckmon could have come in handy where her on deletion is. On deletion, return one card with Jessmon, Huckmon, or Sistermon in its name other than this card from your trash to your hand, but never came up. This one, Nemon, was pretty good because his on play is you could play any tamer with an inheritable effect, so mostly it's the tamers from Frontier that digivolve into the beast spirits, or into the spirits, so Tommy, Takuya, Koji, Koichi, Zoe, or JP. And then his other effect is all turns once per turn when one of your Digimon with a tamer and its evolution cost is deleted, you may play one tamer card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Second effect, I never got it to go off, but mostly when I did play it, it was just to play a tamer from my hand for free. Especially if, like, I think in one game I used it to play the Koji from my hand, and I had a spirit to evolve into next turn to swing for a game. So yeah, that was mostly what I was using it for. Gatsumon effect never came up. Basically just using for evolving. Pulsemon, he has a good effect, but either I would not get it on 3 in play, or I would have one more security than I needed. So it kind of sucks. But it would have been a nice one because he gains 2 every time that you swing if you have 3 security. So that was level 3s. Next, we go to level 4s, which was probably the bulk of my cards. Mainly just because these were all the level 3s I pulled, so I just played whatever I had, and then I was like, okay, next cheapest I could play is like level 6s. So I had... Hold on, let me just quick organize it again. Yeah. So my strategy in thinking was I had some Beast Spirit cards. So I had blue ones to digivolve over Tommy. So I had Korikakumon who could digivolve over Tommy for an effect. And I have Kumamon who can digivolve over Tommy for an effect. And then we had Kendo Garurumon, which either if he has hybrid in its name or in its traits, or a Koji in its Digivolution cards, he gains jamming. So like sometimes if you didn't have the correct stuff, you would digivolve one of your Digimon or one of your spirits that you had into one of these beast spirits, and then most of them had, like the beast ones all have where they can evolve over a level 4 for 1. And then they gain an effect, but if you have a hybrid or the person that spirits evolve into them. So sometimes you just use it to digivolve for 1 to get to draw a card, and then you would also get effects off of it. So Kaiser Leomon has retaliation if you have a hybrid or a Koichi in his evolutions. Mega or Metal Kabuterimon, if you have a hybrid or JP, gets where he suspends a Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Then the other ones is Korikakumon. This card has hybrid or Tommy in its Digivolutions. One of your Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of the turn. Then we have Kendo, who, if you have a hybrid or Koji, he gains jamming, so that comes in handy. And then I had Gigasmon, just mostly because I think he was the only, like, one of the few blockers that there was. So I just ran him just for mainly for blocker, and if I had to play him, hard play him, especially if I had the memory tamer, then it would only set my opponent to 3, so it wasn't that bad. And then yeah, Gomon, when you Digivolve, you trash 1 card from the bottom of your opponent's Digimon, and then yeah, just basically he Digivolves for 2 as another reason. Then I had 4 Digimon that were 4 costs just because I was like, get some low cost cards if I have to hard play them. So this one, I had it because when Digivolving, you could give something 2000 DP, so I thought maybe it could come in handy. If not, he was a 5k. Shellmon, 4 cost, 6k. Also, he's cheap evolution. If they're all 2 cost evolutions in case if it had come up. Pokemon, he has a good ability if you have 3 or more security. If you evolve on top of him, he has blocker. So that helps. That helped to just be able to get a bigger blocker on field if you needed to block things. Especially since, again, not that many people have blocker, and like just came in handy sometimes if your opponent was trying to swing for a game, you know. And then I pulled 1 Scatter Mode and 1 Eismon. I never had them both on the field to get the plus 2000 for him. Mainly, again, he's a cheap evolve for this for Eismon. And Scatter Mode, I mostly used him so when you would attack, if he gets deleted, you get to draw 3 and then trash 2 cards. So yeah, it was just for fixing my hands mostly. Next, we have level 5s. So I picked Triceramon because he's a cheap Evo. He's a 7000 DP card. So swinging Waymon. His effect is if you hard play him from your hand for 8, which I never did. He could play a level 3 from one of your Digimon's Digivolutions as another Digimon without paying its cost. And then if you do, place 1 blue Digimon card from your hand at the bottom of one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards. So basically, he could replace it with something else. Yeah, again, I didn't really do it. I thought about doing it sometimes, but again, the 8 cost was like, I don't think that's a good idea. So mostly I just used them for Digivolving. Next, we had Brachiomine, just because he's a 3 cost to Digivolve 10k, so I was like, it's a nice big body to swing with, so there's that. We had Boutmon. So mostly I had him because of his ability that one of my opponents was using when they were playing the Orphanimon. So it's opponent's turn where your opponent's Digimon attacks a player. If you have 3 or more security cards, unsuspend this Digimon. So basically, if they were trying to attack into it, you could unsuspend him and basically save your Digimon before they get targeted. Because I don't even know if that even work. I don't think if you swing into the card that it could restand itself. But yeah. But basically my opponent was trying to use the blocker, so yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't actually trigger if you were trying to untap the Digimon if your opponent was attacking your Digimon that this was evolved over. Because your opponent's effects would activate before you, and so I think the timing's off. to do that. Alderman again, in case if I wanted to digivolve over to Kuya. And secondly, if you digivolve him over a hybrid, he gains 4,000 more, so he's a 12,000 beater, which did come in handy sometimes to swing over. And then I actually learned that if you have a Digimon that has a Tamer in the Digivolution sources, he actually becomes a 1-cost, which is even better. And then my final level 5 was Dorymon. His when digivolving, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolutions, you gain 1 for every card. And since this is a pre-release, a lot of people hard play cards, and so I was able to digivolve into him and like draw some cards because they hard played them. And then his secondary effect is, well, this card has, while a card with hybrid in its traits is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, none of your opponent's level 3 can attack. Basically, he stops Rookie Rush by himself too. So that was pretty good. Now, not that I played anybody who was actually just doing nothing but Rookie Rush, but it would have come in handy. And then I played some level 6s just because I was like, might as well. So I played Sabreleomon, which isn't bad. His when digivolving effect is, when you digivolve into him, he actually becomes a 15,000 DP. So good to swing over if your opponent just played something huge and you were able to swing over it to kill it so that they wouldn't keep being able to attack you with that card. And then also, I mean, if you wanted to just attack security, I don't think there was any Digimon that you could pull that had 15,000 or more. So it just helped so that you could swing over and not die. I played Chaosmon just because he's a 12,000 body. Nothing more. I never really actually played him, but he did come in handy in security sometimes to kill my opponent's Digimon. Waymon, when attacking, you could actually play a level 3 from his Digivolution sources. So I was actually going to use him to play Gomon one time, but ended up digivolving into Ancient Sphinxmon instead. But that would have been a good idea. Then your turn, when you play a Digimon from one of your Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand and trash all the Digivolutions. I did not read that secondary effect. That probably would have been a good effect if I actually did that. And that is why you should read your cards. I had Ancient Sphinxmon mostly because he's 13,000 DP and because he's a 10 warriors and an ancient beast. I use him for the Fire Drake starter. Oh. Well, I just realized that he doesn't, that Fire Drake starter actually does hybrids, and for some reason he doesn't count as a hybrid, which doesn't make any sense because he is. Well, there is a mistake there, but yeah, I thought that he counted as hybrid too. Again, I guess that's why you should read your cards, but he only counts as Mythical Beast and 10 Warriors, so yeah, there was that. So yeah, but I mean, the 13k was pretty good. And then Ancient Volcanomon, again, he's a 10 Warriors, so basically I was just trying to play as many of the 10 Warriors as I could. And then he's 13,000, and then I thought that his, when Digivolving, Digivolve 3 would come in handy sometimes, so there's that. So that was it for the deck that I played. And then out of my pre-release packs, I got kind of lucky. So I pulled my boy, Dorymon and Tai, which I was really happy that I pulled him out of them. I pulled a Kazuchimon, super rare. And then I pulled a Kazuchimon alternate art out of my packs, which he looks pretty awesome. Got that samurai vibe. And then I pulled Lucimon Chaos Mode secret rare. So I pulled an alternate art and a secret rare out of my 6 packs, and then a super rare and one of the campaign rares, which I don't know what the ratios are for these. I thought it was like 1 in 4, but like my local store said that they opened some packs and that they ended up getting a box that had 8 of these in there. So I don't know if they just got lucky in the one that they opened or what. Because my locals, the owners play the game, so they like crack open boxes for themselves. Because they don't sell singles or anything, so they crack open boxes just for their personal decks. I think they have like 30 or 40 decks between them or something like that. So yeah, but they ended up getting, I think, maybe like a case that had 8 of these per box, which sounds crazy. I don't think that that's supposed to be what it is. And then these were the promos that you got just for participating. And if you won first place, you actually got the hollow versions of these. I don't think that they're stamped. They were just holographic ones for these. So yeah, so it's Arrow Vidramon 0 and then All Force Vidramon 0 to go along with the Vidramon and the Tai V-Tamer that was from like BT1 and BT 1.5, the promo packs that came in the box. If you got them, it was like Tai and Vidramon, the Agumon and the Greymon, or the Gabumon and Garurumon, I think, were the cards that you could pull from those. But yeah. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe. I do appreciate it. And as always, thanks so much for watching the Saiyans TCG. Till next time, I'm probably going to open up boxes next. So that'll probably be the next video that comes up. So thanks so much for watching the Saiyans TCG. Till next time.